It is that time again to dream reality with God. And everyone. My name is Joseph, and I'm not going to turn the camera on again. Kind of liked it off. Not that I don't like it on. Don't have the lights on, which is kind of nice. Just the glow from the TV. All the windows. I'm standing. Got a worn pair of Wranglers on. Knees showing. Black t-shirt. On the front it says, "The news media is the virus." Number of people giving the thumbs up. I do too. So don't you feel it? I do. Humanity is losing. So can I ask, may I kiss your ass goodbye? And no, I don't want to. It's a joke. You get it, right? Hoo-wee. Yeah. Kind of like the hallway. Goes with a dream. Just kind of cruising down the hallway. So yeah, what isn't a joke is that I do feel it. I feel humanity is losing. It's losing. And I say that with knowledge. I observe, I'm here, a witness, just like all of you all are, to what's going on in the world. And there's some people out there, actually quite a few, that thrive on the idea of humanity is losing. They're done with humanity. Don't like it. I mean, nobody seems to like themselves. They all want to be somebody else. They want to be somebody new, different. That's why you have all these genders now. It's insane. Humanity is losing. Losing. What you gonna do about it? That's the attitude. That's how these people out there feel that could give a rat's ass about humans. And I know it seems insane because there's this part of you that says, was never like this before, and that's what makes it so insane. But the more I think about it, the more I realize that there's nothing new. There is nothing new. Humanity is just the way it's always been. The only difference right now is that I look at it like this, that we're all hiding behind a mask. And that has given people a sense of freedom to do whatever they want, because nobody knows, right? These people were still behaving the same way. They've always been behaving the same way, doing the same things, just on the down low. Don't want to get caught, right? They know who I am, then you're less likely to do it. So humanity is losing, because I don't see humans when I go out. I see masks. I don't know who I'm looking at. That's the truth. I don't think one can really argue with that. I mean, they can because they're in that, death to humanity. So I'm going to go ahead and begin here. Here you have a nurse. Look at her. I'm not so sure if I were just looking at that picture, if it's a female or a male, really. The hair is clearly a wig. I don't know. Okay? That aside, that's a nurse. Okay? Or some kind of assistant. They're in a hospital. Watch the guard. Okay? Now, first of all, just an observation. I'm looking at a hospital, and a hospital represents what? Health. That is an image that clearly does not fall within the realm of health. Period. Okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It is what it is. If she wants to lose weight, needs a buddy, somebody there to keep encouraging her, I would go that length. Email, a text. How's it going today? There you keeping to the will to be healthy, because that's not healthy. Okay, look at her. Whatever. Maybe I can't call her who. I don't know. Look at that individual. Got her hand in her pocket. Okay? Pockets are not the most sanitary place. Okay? Just saying. Whoo-wee. She's doing what she feels is right. She's double dosing on that. You see there, they're protecting her face because she was told to. Okay? Watching this video, because this is from a video that they took video. This is from a video that's now out there for everybody to see. And heartless. She doesn't have a heart. Okay? That's how I interpreted it. If I'm wrong, please educate me. I want to know when I am wrong. See, that's the problem right now. The government doesn't want to know it's wrong. Look what it's doing, and it's telling you you can't speak up. You can't say anything that goes against us. And they've enlisted the people, the armies of people out there that just are right there believing that somehow they are going to be rewarded. Oh, whatever. Back to the nurse or this whatever she does there at this hospital. I'd like to know what hospital, because I would definitely not want to go there for any reason. Because this hospital doesn't represent health. Okay? And that's right there. The billboard, the poster image of their workers. Hand in her pocket. Not a very sanitary place. You know, she's just chilling. She's just hanging out. You know, this is my job. I'm just doing what I was told to do. You know, that's in her mind. She's thinking those thoughts. That's a possibility. Anyway, I'm only going to show that one picture and then another picture to complement it. Because this is the disturbing part. Let's see here. There we go. This is the woman she's tending to. I believe she's in her 90s. In the room is her husband of 69 years. Social distancing. And I believe her granddaughter. Also social distancing. Now that woman, I've never met her till I saw her on this video, in this video that's now out there. But I know her. I know her. Never met her, but I know her. I was watching my mother, my grandmother, a human being who knows her end is near, lived a long life. She's thankful and grateful, I'm sure. And all she wants is to hold her husband, hug her husband, hold his hand, hug him, you know, be human. Especially at that time in one's life. And she's told she can't. She doesn't understand. I don't even understand. And that nurse, see her there? She's still in the picture there on the left side. You know what she's doing now? She's taken that hand that she had in her pocket, and now she's scratching her armpit. She's digging in, reaching in, going to town. That's a nasty thing to be doing for a health worker who's being the most inhuman thing I have ever witnessed, treating another person so unkindly. Digging into her armpit. Who knows what she's got in her armpit? I don't know her. And again, she ain't the healthiest looking woman or whatever. Sorry, I feel like you can't say that anymore. I don't know what this person is. Individual. Look at the individual. See that? You want that tending to you? Not me. Not me. Oh, take that away. Had me in tears. Why? Because I'm a human. I'm a human being denied my right, our right to be human. Humanity is losing. And that woman, that individual who's not the poster person for health is a clear example, clear sign humanity is losing. Because that's just that individual. The train in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. When the woman is sexually assaulted and the passengers watch, they film it with their cell phones. That's not human. That's inhuman. Humanity is losing. And it's building up to the end. To the end. No more humans. That's how much hate we're talking about. Somebody in this world was pissed off, built up so much hatred. Started with 1 and 2, and it grew and grew and grew and was passed on from generation to generation. This hatred for another, for you. That's what's happening right now. Do a search. I'm going to keep showing that up there in the corner. Just do a search. Do a search. These are real people writing these papers. Wargaming all of this out. Paid money to do it. I said the other night, the Great Reset. Why is it that so many think that they're going to be on the other side? Look at what humans are doing. A woman is raped in front of a crowd and they don't do a damn thing. Do we need to actually be told to do something? Really? We're really at that point where unless somebody tells you to do something, you don't feel you need to do something. Because that's funny. Because as far back as I can remember, little boy, I've always had an inclination to want to do something. To make it right. To help whoever. But that's not what is happening right now. I could go back to the picture of the healthcare worker who's does not represent health when you get a gander. And then go on and on. See, that's the thing. This is where it is. You need to wake up. And you need to stand up. And you need to speak up. Otherwise, you're guilty. You're guilty of killing everybody, of murdering everybody, because that's what's happening. Humanity is being obliterated. And these people that are putting all this together somehow think that they're coming out on the other side. Not gonna happen. Just, I don't see it. I don't see that happening. Maybe that's I try not to think about these individuals, that mind. I don't want to go to that place. I try to avoid it. But I get it, and I understand them. I've had a lot of time to think. You need to wake up, and you need to stand up, and you need to speak up. Otherwise, like I said, you're guilty of being an accessory. I mean, that's the better way of putting it. You're an accessory to the death of humanity. Because you alone, each of us alone, has the potential to keep humanity alive. We do. We've been doing. Now look at us. Here we are. Finding myself stuck here now. Because it's just so crazy nuts. Nothing makes sense. Why does it not make sense? Because I have an image in my mind of how it should be. I think the problem is that when I think that, I'm thinking of how it was prior to where we are now. But I don't want that either. I don't want to go back to the way it was before. Because I sensed all of what we are all now witnessing. At least those that are awake. The unrealness. The upside down. For the record, I am listening to Krishna Das, God is Real, Hari Ram. I've had it on loop since the beginning. I may play it at the end. For now, I'll have the stream not have any musical accompaniment. That whole nurse, or whatever individual and the patient, the woman, it disturbed me. It really disturbed me. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of disturbing stuff, but that particular moment, it just reached in and it grabbed hold of my heart. How can somebody witness that moment and get joy out of it? That's scary, because there are a lot of people out there that seem to think it's funny. Otherwise, this wouldn't be happening. This shouldn't be happening. But I understand why it's happening. Again, do a search. This is one of the greatest mind F's ever. There are just so many different elements that have been put in to this agenda that's taking place. Health, psychologically, with the mind mentally, just using that technique, putting out messages subliminally, and you don't see it because you've trained your mind to just look on the surface. What you see, that's all you need. Turn on the TV, hon. It's time for not me. I'm not saying I don't ever watch a television show, but I haven't watched network TV for decades. So I have no idea what they're doing with all the commercials. That's where they get into your mind. First, to get you into the show, kind of put you into a trance state of mind, right? Because you're you're sucked into whatever it is you're watching, the show. And then all of a sudden it stops. And then the next thing that happens is the commercials, one after the next. Bam, bam, bam. That's where they get you. They haven't gotten me. I don't watch TV network. No, the only commercials that I would get would be YouTube, and I don't watch those. Few seconds and you can skip the commercial, unless it's something I want to see, which is very rare, because YouTube uses its algorithms that thinks it knows what I want to see or am interested in, and I rarely find that it does know what it should be putting up there for me, which is fine. I like that, knowing that it's confused. It doesn't think it's confused, but I know it's confused. But I'm going off on a tangent there, getting into the AI and all that good stuff. I want to come back to what's happening right now in the world and humanity. We do need a reset. I've had that train of thought for decades. I'd say at least a good 20 years. If not more, probably closer to 3 decades. That everything needs to come to a stop. That's when I first began to think about it and put it into words, share it with others around me, see what they think, thought. I imagined that everything needed to come to a stop. That was like the only way we could go forward, onward. First, we had to come to a stop. And in front of us was a chalkboard, is a chalkboard. And everything that was and is on that chalkboard. And when I say was and is Earth and the history of our world. It's all there on the chalkboard, and it needed to be erased. Got to erase it all of it. You can't leave any crumbs, because then it taints the reset, the beginning, the new beginning. So you have to completely erase it. I didn't just think it, it was like I knew it. I know it. So then my mind began to imagine, well, what would do that? Bring everything to a stop. Because I didn't want to imagine everything stops and like everything's no longer living, and no. We're still here. Everything's still here. But we come to a stop. How can that happen? How can that come to be? And I've been thinking that thought for a long time. And there's a lot there. For the most part, I feel it's sorted out. But there's still confusion. There's still enough that's not there. It's there, but it's not in the right place, and I feel we're fastly approaching this moment that I've been imagining, thinking about, focusing even on for 30 years. That's a long time. That's why I feel like this is it. Where we are in that, it's beginning, it's happening. I didn't imagine it happening the way it is, but I see that moment that I've been thinking about happening. Things come to a stop. Everything's erased. And that's what's happening right now, in a sense, because we're rewriting. That's the thing. I think that's the problem. We didn't erase the chalkboard completely. That's what has to happen, and we didn't do that. And we left a lot there. I know it sounds crazy. Because you got all these people that are changing. You know, they're a man one day, and then the next they're a woman, or they're in between, or it goes on and on and on. That's a sign of some confusion going on. Where are the doctors? Where's the mental health profession? Why don't they talk about this? Because the system has been gamed and rigged to make you the criminal for pointing it out. Saying, what's going on here? This is unnecessary. This only leads to division and confusion. Period. So why would you allow it? It has nothing to do with rights. Well, you have a right to be. Well, you know what? You do have a right to be. This is America. And America was built on men and women. Period. So if you don't want to fall within those established ideas, get the hell out. I mean, it's real simple. Leave. We don't want to hear you. You have nothing to say that has anything to do with us. So leave. And that's not going to happen. It's the truth, but it's not going to happen. Humanity is losing, and it will continue to do so, little by little. You don't care, though. I don't think you care. Do you? Do you think you care? And where are you? Where are you? Enough is enough. But see, I know that it doesn't matter anymore. Why? Because I don't see enough of you standing up and speaking up. Like yesterday. You know, the people on the train that let that woman be sexually assaulted. They don't care. They didn't care. That's a sign that tells me I can see what comes. I know what comes. As more and more people become that way. Because I'm not seeing more and more people reacting to what they witnessed in the way that I feel they should. Standing up and speaking up about it and saying no more. This comes to an end. No more. Not going to happen. So it's going to keep on happening. That kind of stuff. People would rather take out their cell phone and videotape somebody being brutally assaulted. Even she could have been killed. And I don't think people would have cared. They just don't care. That's how disconnected we are. Again, there's an agenda going on. Effing with your minds. It's the greatest mind F ever. There's a lot going on here, and you're wearing that mask so we don't see each other. That's a big part of being who you are. Your face gives it away. Your expressions, all of it put together, and it's gone. That's not human. But people don't care. Not enough. In fact, people get angry if you don't hide like they are hiding. And they get violent. I've witnessed it myself. Unreal. So I know there are people out there like that. I see videos of other people. I didn't have my phone, or I would have been taping it. I try to stay away from the phone. Don't care for the things. I haven't for... I've only within the last couple years, 2-3 years, had a phone. Because I didn't want one. I don't need a phone. Now they make you have one, pretty much. I think I'm getting to that point where I could go 100 different directions. There's just so much going on. Yeah, I want to emphasize once again that, there is nothing new happening. I'm not in shock by what's going on in the world. I'm disgusted. That's what I am. I'm sad. But I'm not in shock. I'm not surprised. I mean, if you can be on a train, subway, whatever, there in Philadelphia there, passenger, and the best you got in you is to pull your phone out and tape another human being having their personal space assaulted. You're all sick. You want to know how I know that? Because I know that if you took any one of those people that took out their phones and did what they did, and had them be thrust into a similar situation, they'd think differently, right? Do you think? I think most likely they would think differently. And why is it? Why is it that having it happen to you makes the difference? If it didn't happen to you, then you're on your own. And you're going to continue to think that until it happens to you. That's weird. Okay? That's like some weird mental tick going on in your head. Something's not computing in the proper way. You need help. All of those passengers that acted in the way they did, that did nothing, need to be in an office talking to a therapist. Because I don't feel safe. Isn't that what it's supposed to be about? Feeling safe? You can go out and move about and feel safe. So then what the hell? Those people don't leave me feeling safe. Knowing that there's people like that. Again, I don't know all the circumstances yet. But maybe they were all buddies, friends of the perpetrator. I guess we'll find out. I mean, in this day and age, we should be able to know exactly who those people were, their phone. I mean, I thought that we had all these, they were going to be monitoring all your photos and videos. I'm getting distracted again because it upsets me, and it should upset you to think that there are people out there like that, like that nurse, that picture, whatever that individual is that I started off earlier in this stream, in a hospital that needs to lose, I'd say, 150 pounds. Maybe I'm not being fair. It needs to lose a lot of weight, because that's not healthy. And that's who's taking care of me. I mean, she's not taking care of me, but that if they were, I wouldn't want that. Would you? Because it's not healthy. I have a picture that I can see of her off to the side here. That hand in the pocket, it just rubbed me wrong. The nurse is just that attitude, and knowing that she's got her hand in her pocket. Who knows what she's had in that pocket, where that pocket's been. I can say it's pretty close to a certain area because it's a pocket. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, she kept saying. I'm sorry. No, you're not. That was the most inhuman thing I've seen, so close up and personal, to be witnessing it as it was going on. And I've seen a number, all of them get me in tears. That little old woman could be my mother, my grandmother. I felt what she felt. I feel... How could another human being take that from another human? How? Yeah. Like I said, humanity is losing, and I don't think there's enough people that care. I care, and for me, that's what matters. We're not here to carry the burden of every other person. You're here to carry your own. That's what I think. All of this that's happening right now is creating a scar, a huge scar that we are never going to ever be able to not see. It's so visible and in your face. Just like that mask. Shame on us. Shame on us. So I need to wind this stream down, but before I leave, I should not forget to mention a thought or two about my thumbnail. Kind of an afterthought. So I like having the thumbnails be different than the title. Now, have you felt your thoughts manifesting? Have you? I want to talk with you. Because I feel at times that I am witnessing a sense of something taking place, occurring, happening, that is leaving me with a thought, a wondering, is there something more going on? I don't feel, because I don't question it, because I'm experiencing it. And again, I guess it's one of those things, the only way you know is for it to happen to you. Like with this nurse or whatever, if she was the one dying or being denied, I think the old woman was in a nursing home and she was in her 90s. But if you were to switch places, she would come out of it feeling, if she were to switch places and then hang out there for a few and then go back, switch back, would she or it be the same person in that situation? I think not. I think they would be different. At least I hope so. Anyway, when I think about the idea, the thought of thoughts manifesting, I think people, they approach it thinking that if that were true, and if they could do that, what would they do? Manifest. But I don't look at it that way. I never have. For me, when I experience it, it serves for me to validate the other thoughts that I'm thinking about. Like there's something more to life, to all of this, to reality. And that's where my true focus is. Heading in that direction. Beyond this. All of this. This moment, this time, this reality, this place. So I don't think of manifesting thought in a control way, a power way. What would you do again if you had the gift? What would you manifest in the world? And not me. I don't think of it that way. It's a sign. It's a validation for me. Verification. Keep going. Keep going. Like signpost. One after the next. I guess I could share examples, but I used to do that. I used to do that like with when I first started listening to the music and using the app, and the people that I was involved with that were doing the same thing. I used to do that, but I don't do that anymore. I don't. And I don't do it, but I don't want to say that there's not something happening, because there is something happening. Humanity is losing. I'm going to wind this video down. I'm starting to get aggravated. It's hard, because I'm upset. My heart is breaking. And all I see is a world of hate and vengefulness. People don't care about people. I think the one thought that keeps me going through this is knowing that, this is nothing new. It's nothing new. All these people that are doing what they're doing, they were doing it all the while. In their way. It just wasn't out there in the open like it is now. In the way that it's happening. And I guess that's a good thing. That it's obvious now. I mean, it's clear. It's clear. It couldn't be any clearer as to who's who. I mean, to me, I don't look at all these different genders. There's just two types of people. You're either a good person or you're lost. And I hope you are found. Till next time, as always, be well and smile and love all. Till next time.
There are some things I may not know. There are some places, dear Lord, I may not go. But there's one thing of which I'm sure. My God is real, for I can feel Him in my soul. Well, yes, God is real in my soul. Yes, God is real, for He has washed and made me whole. His love for me, well, it shines like pure gold. Yes, God is real, for I can feel Him in my soul.